Got it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to At Home with Cynthia Maria. So glad everyone could join us tonight. Uh, well, we're getting better. We've got two or three shows in less than a month. We are
Yeah.
on a roll. I'm loving it.
I want to start getting them in 2, 3 times a day, but hey, wishful thinking.
She's she's adventurous,
I am kind of depends who you ask.
truly. Yes.
So, yes. So I had a little bit of a potty mouth before we got on, so I'm gonna apologize to
Oh,
Cynthia
no,
for
it's
that.
all good. I I've heard worse. I have spoken worse myself, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So, um, big news has happened. Carl Tuckerson from the Fox News
Yeah.
was let go. And, you know, there are underhanded things, is what my thinking is, that
Yeah.
took place because there are things online, postings online from OAC that talk to her disdain for Tucker Carlson. Here's the thing. Excuse me. People get really, really angry about the truth being put at them when they're guilty.
He actually just did one his last show on Fox.
Hmm.
He actually, I think, had some kind of a feeling something might be going on because
Well,
that's exactly what he was talking about with the other media outlets on how they were so corrupt and how they would lie. It's just bizarre how they
mhm.
lie over and over. CNN, all of them,
Yeah,
they just
he did
lie,
a
lie.
he did a talk um, on a show. I don't remember the name of the show, but it was a podcast on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it. Um, but he's a very, very good speaker. I really like listening to him as a speaker. I really enjoyed his news um, for the most part. And overall, I think he's a pretty good guy. And, and you know, Fox News, Paul Ryan is on the board of Fox News now. He's on the board of the business end of things. And since he
Mhm.
got on the board, Fox News has been going downhill. And I find that very odd. Uh, I think it's unfortunate that when Trump was in office, he says it to everyone anyway, that he's not a politician. He's a businessman and he knows how to get business done. And he knows how to get rid of the dark business, to make the business healthy again. And that's what we need. We need someone at at the top of the office there, to head the office to get things straightened out so that people actually can begin believing in this big business again, this the business of the White House, that people that work there are hired by the masses to take care of business. And so they're not doing that. Um, and I like that Tuckerson was talking about all that. Excuse me. But back to Paul Ryan. He, so many of them I mean, like, you talk about it sometimes too. when he did a show, when he had his show, uh, it was great. Millions of people watched his show, and he had a pile of friends, Hollywood friends, government friends, just a pile of friends. Not friends that I would say were close friends. I think close friends are hard to come by, but friends, acquaintances. And then he gets into office, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to get rid of him. We can't let him take over this office because he's going to find out about all of us and we're all going to go to federal prison. So we need to get this guy out of here and shut him down no matter what the cost.
Yeah. I think when anybody starts to out other people, the whistleblower, there's a panic that takes over.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes with everything that's been going on with in the last like 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
or more, 15 maybe. Uh, there's just this it's like when you have the bullies in you, and this is what it's like. I'm sorry, but they're like children.
Mm-hmm.
Our government, they have become like children, like bullies, and they it's like a very what's that when people aggravated angry people get together in mobs, that kind of mob, and I guess like it's a mob mentality. It's a mob mentality, and you do
Mm-hmm.
as we say or we'll take care of you.
Yeah.
um you look at people like that guy Hilton, who's talking about leaving the left, and he's afraid for his life.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah. Right. Right.
I've rarely I've, I've rarely heard Republicans come out and threaten the lives or burn down buildings or take people out. I've
Mm-hmm.
rarely heard, I don't think I've ever heard of, maybe, I'm not saying it's never happened. That's why I'm saying it could have, and I didn't hear about it, but it's, that's how it doesn't really happen. Republicans don't go threatening people's lives,
Yeah.
but
Well, for the most part that we know of, you
that we
know,
know, right?
generally speaking. Right.
Generally, but
Yeah.
you have that mob mentality with the Democrats. You have
Mm-hmm.
that we are the popular people and we will take you out and watch us. And we'll do it any way we can. And that's what's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Fox News caved. They were, and I don't care what anybody says, the truth tellers, they were able to get
Yeah.
the story out that nobody else wanted to do. And then all of a sudden, they started caving
Mm-hmm.
because they were like, listen, they're going to take us out. So we have to
Yeah.
join them.
Yeah.
But there were a few, like Tucker Carlson, who were like, I'm not selling out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change who I am. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say my truth. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're the
Mm-hmm.
media. We have a story and you know, we tell the story
Right.
until somebody shuts us up. Okay.
Right.
And not
And that's
only
going
that,
to be hard to do.
it's going to be hard to do. But then
Mm-hmm.
there's WSJ, wrote a story, media and marketing. Fox News outs Tucker Carlson. Fox takes issue with hosts' private remarks that were disparaging towards colleagues. So that's what they're saying actually happened. Fox News parted ways with primetime host Tucker Carlson, a surprising move that comes after he made disparaging remarks about colleagues at the network that were disclosed during a legal battle and voting machine company. I haven't heard this until I just read it now. So I'm just like letting you know there are so many stories out there, but whatever it is, he was getting on the news and he was outing people that didn't want to be outed. They didn't want to disclose their inability to be fair and balanced the way Fox used to be until now. Okay. You have all these other media outlets. And what did they do? I mean, at least Fox News, they had Democrats and Republicans on panels.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
have CNN, and they're just like they mimic each other. And
Yeah.
what happens in a society when you mimic each other is you become socialists. You become repetitive. It's you're not America anymore.
Right.
You do not have a fair and balanced. You need Democrats, you need Republicans, you need independents, you need people of different faiths to make up America.
Well,
Shutting
we need people in government,
in government that
whatever they are, that can bring balance. Right.
balance
That
every
can
part.
that can balance the checkbook
Exactly.
with the
Yeah.
money they receive from the people.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't make it on the money they receive from 333 million people,
Yeah.
then there's an issue.
Yeah.
That means there's no balance.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
definitely
uh,
there.
I mean, and that's a lot of money that goes in. So where the hell is it going? It's going in the pockets of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, uh, uh, Chuck McConnell. Um, these people, these elites. Just because you're in an office doesn't make you better than anyone else.
Yeah.
It makes you somebody that we, the people, hired. And we hired you because we believe that you could do a good job. And you're not doing your job, government. You are not doing your job. And you will be fired because we, the people, are going to vote you straight up out of there. We're done. We're not your children, so you don't get to talk to us like children. I really admired Tucker Carlson, and I really enjoyed listening to his talks. Uh, they're they have a lot of information in them and a lot of wisdom, and I really enjoyed that. So we unsubscribed to Fox today. Uh, we don't watch them now. Uh, they're just doing too many stupid things.
Their numbers are going to drop.
Oh, they already have. They already have.
They just, it's like that Budweiser
Yeah.
situation. It's
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Yeah. It's like,
you have to know your audience, and you have to understand everybody has a target audience. CNN
right.
has Democrats. Fox had the Republicans,
Mm-hmm.
or the more conservative, the ones that were independents even, were shifting over to being conservative. And now they've lost them. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. And there's a I don't recall his name, but there was a man who was involved in sports, NFL, and the National Basketball League, and he stopped watching. He stopped watching because the last basketball game he went to, the NFL basketball game he went to, the floor, he said, Jim and I, we don't watch any of the sports anymore because they've really taken away that camaraderie of the game away from it. It's not a game anymore. The NFL, the um, the NFL. What's the basketball? What's the basketball one? No, what's the basketball league? NBA. Okay. So the NBA, National Basketball League, and and baseball. I admire the hell out of the guys that said No, I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that because I don't represent that. I represent freedom. And so I represent the game. I honor the game, you know? And so it was really nice to hear those guys talk about it. We don't watch anything from what's that wrestler guy? He does movies and he apologized
Oh,
uh, uh, in uh, in Chinese to the Chinese government.
the wrestler guy that does movies.
Oh, I can't think of his
Hulk
name.
Hogan. Not Hulk Hogan.
Hold on.
Ooh, that's an old one.
Must be a tractor going by. No, it's a big truck going down the road slope.
Oh
Sorry
my
about
God.
that.
You crack me up.
It's always exciting when something comes and it makes a loud sound because you're out in the woods and you're going, "Ooh, what is that?
Yeah,
Is it
he's
aliens? Oh
like,
my
yeah,
God, it's
she's
fucking aliens! Oh my God!"
acres. Yeah, I live closer to a city. She lives on many, many acres. So it's her, Jim, and the many acres that they have. The
Yep.
bears, the wild animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's
That's right.
got fun
I'm
stuff going on over
I'm
there.
known as Annie Oakley.
Yeah, damn it.
And I'm
Okay,
a
Miss
damn good shot.
yeah, well, listen, don't piss her off, okay? She's got the shotgun over there. Um, that's the truth. That's not good. Okay. Well, I do not hunt. She does.
Right.
I've never actually I've never really held a gun. I've
Mm.
I have my kids used to put like the cans, they used to hang them from the trees in the backyard, and once in a while my ex had a BB gun.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, they used to shoot the cans.
Target
Um,
practice.
target
Mm-hmm.
practice, yeah. Um, but like that's I mean I think I would suck. I probably
Well, if most states require people that are buying their first weapon, their first handgun or
have
rifle.
to
Yeah,
get
you're
less.
required to take lessons and you have to pass a course, a safety course before you get your license.
Yeah,
And that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
absolutely.
I think if they had put into action the laws that were on the books, which are basically the same thing they're doing now, only they're literally now trying to shut down the Second Amendment. And states are trying to shut down the Second Amendment. So you notice we're jumping all over the place. So I got to stop in this moment and remind everybody, please remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you, and ring the notification bell. Oh, wait, hold on. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. So, uh,
Okay, let's focus a little. So
no way. I like going all over the place.
I know, but
So that
let's
way we get
focus.
it
Um,
all in.
yeah, it's a lot of the things that have been going on in the world today. Um, They're happening at an extremely rapid pace. Um, you know,
Mhm.
we have. I mean, my kids are 26,
Mhm.
and I say to myself, you know, I never thought when those kids were born that this is the way the world was going to be. This is not a
Mhm.
better world.
Mhm.
I was listening to Candace Owens, and you know, people can say whatever they want, but she's probably the smartest. the wisest, the most truthful African American woman I have yet to see on television, who stands her ground no matter what um, others are going to think. She stands up because she loves her race and because she wants things to be better in this world. And I give her a lot of credit. I just think that this world is going to pot, and
Okay.
what we're
So,
teaching our children is not the right thing. You
okay.
could go from the transgender to what's happened to Tucker Carlson, but it's all pretty much the same. If you do not move with the agenda of the left, you will be canceled.
Uh, that depends on they might be able to get you thrown off of one thing, but there are options, and
There are other
that's what we have to keep fighting for, are the options, to let them know that they may think they're taking stuff away, but they're really not, because the Constitution, according to the Second Amendment, um, state and local governments cannot take your weapons. They cannot remove your weapons from your home.
right.
Only the federal government can do that. And that's exactly what the federal government is attempting to do, is to shut down the Second Amendment and the First Amendment. And so people are sick and tired of it. And it's nice to see them putting their fear to the side. Also, I liked, I thank you for sharing that about Candace Owens. I think she's a wonderful, wonderful, very smart woman. Um, but I wanted to share, uh, that really brought to mind Morgan Freeman and Dan Rather. Dan Rather was interviewing Morgan Freeman about race. And so Dan Rather says to Morgan Freeman, he says, um, how do you stop it? How do you stop race? How do you stop the racism? And he said, and so Morgan Freeman looks at him and he says, well, first of all, you stop saying I'm black and you're white.
Thank you.
You say, hi, my
How
name's
are you?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Because then you leave out, like like a lot of people do anyway. You know, we have to stop seeing in color when it comes to humans.
It's not just seeing in color, it's seeing in difference, because it happens with religion also. Here's the thing. And I've said this before, and everybody keeps saying, oh, things are so much better now. No, they're not. When I was in grade school, and I'm going back from kindergarten to fifth grade, then I moved in fifth grade. I was in my school was mostly black. It was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there were whites, but we had, maybe it was 50-50. I had a lot of black friends or children that I used to play with in PS203. That's where I went to school. It was there. I would say it was mixed, but we didn't notice. I mean, I'd be on the playground.
Right.
I don't remember noticing. Even in high school, I had black friends. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I had friends who were mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I remember looking at my friends and thinking, I'm not going to name them, but some of them are on my Facebook. Um, uh, Looking, that's my friend. I didn't notice that they were mixed. I'm not sure that thought every time they looked at me, oh, she's Greek. Oh, she's Greek. Oh, she's Greek. I don't think they thought that. I
Mm-hmm.
think they thought, oh, there's Maria. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, oh, there's, well, their name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, Hold on. It's saying we're running out of time. We might have to do a part two, just to let you know.
Okay. Oh,
Like
right,
that.
right, right. Yep.
Um, uh, so we'll just add it on. And
Okay.
uh, but so what I'm thinking is happening is that we have to stop noticing differences because you know from the beginning of time, whenever there have been any types of wars in any country, the they always zoom in on the differences, right? When there's a dictator, that they zoom in on a difference, and then that's the attack. We're going to attack that difference. If people just start recognizing we have control over our minds and the way we think,
Mm-hmm.
and the government doesn't control us, they're not putting plugs on us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just sit down and you just say, okay, today I'm going to wake up and you know what? I'm going to see somebody outside and I'm going to say hello, whatever color, whatever difference that person is, as long as people are decent and we
Mm-hmm.
respect each other, we stop noticing the differences. It's not, it goes beyond race. It goes beyond, first of all, we're the human race.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. They use the word race to separate us. You're not a different race. You're human.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, and humans come in very varieties of colors.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you say race, it's almost like it's like, oh, you're an animal and you're it it's not. We are one race. We are the human race.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I I disagree with that word race because it separates us from who. So aren't we all human? Oh, we're not human now. So what? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
It separates us. It's not the right terminology. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's a terminology that's been ingrained in us, that we've been told. I know it's a terminology that we will probably continue to use. A lot of people will. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I will even slip with the race card, but it's not race. You're the human race, and you just happen to come in different colors and different, you know, I, I think if we just start realizing, you know, we all are born and we all eventually will die. Okay. Why don't we just try to make the time we have on this earth a little more livable?
Mm-hmm.
I had, I'll give you an example. I had a very good friend a while back. Um, I worked with this person when my kids were younger, where we were living, and we became very, very close, very good friends. I called this person up very recently because I needed a favor from my work. Okay, so I called them up. I said, "Hey, can you give me the name of somebody who's in this area?" I have to tell you, I've never had an argument with this person or anything. I know this person's a Democrat, very to the left. I have to tell you, since I've done the show with you, and since I've been more outspoken,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a Republican. I never changed. I was a Republican when my kids were little. I still am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what has changed is the world. Because when my kids were little, the Republicans and Democrats were not divided. You voted for who you voted. Everybody was still friends. I don't remember the hatred that's been going on. But most recently, I've noticed that there are, and again, there just my own experience has been with my Democratic friends or family members that they have like this person's attitude towards me on the phone
Mm-hmm.
was so apparent, was so strong, I decided, you know what? I'm okay. I don't need your help in this one. I'll take it myself. Um, because I never had an argument with them, never had a fight with them, but I have been more outspoken. And I've noticed a couple of the Democrats in my life, whether a couple of family members or friends, since I've been more outspoken, have had this shift in their tone. And I am sorry. I don't, I, I mean, anybody who knows me, I don't care. I don't care. I've never cared because who likes me and who doesn't, because I am who I am. I will always treat you well if you're a Democrat. I have so many Democratic friends and independent friends who are okay with me being who I am. And I will never tell them. I'll have a conversation, maybe. They've heard some of our shows. They know my views. And sometimes we choose not to talk about certain things of, but they never stop me from talking about it. I've never had, there's a couple of people, I mean, seriously, Cynthia, I called him like 2 days ago. The only thing that I can is the fact that I've come out so strongly, about how I feel. Mm-hmm. It's not America anymore. And I have to tell you, I will always treat my family members and my friends with respect. And I will always love them for who they are. And I'll respect them.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned if any of them think I'm going to mimic them or just be like them or just change who I am. If you don't love me for who I am, that's fine with me. I'm good. I will never, ever, ever change who I am for anybody in this world. And that's what's happening. We talk about race. Blacks and whites, we're human. We're not a race. That's what's been bugging me, I think, lately. That word. It's I think governments and I think in general, anything that needs to control you wants to use certain terminology to separate you, right? And there's a couple of reasons they do that. Demographics of voting, right? How they want people to vote, where they want to steer them. I know so many Democrats who feel Republicans are evil. They're corrupt. They're liars. I don't think that they feel this way. I think that there's a lot of people who are easily programmed to just follow the masses. It's like a herd of sheep. They just you see the same, you want to follow it. There's one wolf going that way and there's 100 sheep going this way. I'm swerving towards where the sheep are going. And there's something to say about a wolf in sheep's clothing. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Less than a minute.
Okay. We're gonna do a part 2, but I'm just saying we need to reprogram ourselves and the way we look at America and the rights of everybody to have a free world and to have freedom of religion, freedom of choices in our lives, and having opinions without being X'd out, canceled out. You want media that is fair and balanced, and you have lots of sides
Mm-hmm.
being able to have conversations. When you chop up that conversation and you cancel people out who don't talk like you and don't think like you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this is At Home with Cynthia Maria, part 2 of part 1, where the topics.
We're so fancy.
There you go. Okay. So, what would you like to go over now?
Oh, you take it. I said my piece on that word. I think we
Okay.
just all start changing the way we view things, just like you were saying.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. We have to. Yep. For sure. So, oh, and I forgot my calendar book. It's written down in my calendar book. But our next show, I finally uh, got the names of the 2 books that are in the school libraries, K through 12. That's kindergarten through 12th grade. You will find these porn books in your school library. It's outrageous, but I will. I think that's a. I think to. I'd like to, touch on that off and on, more on than off, because that's pretty big. Uh, that's pretty big. The next big thing would be um, start stocking up on dry goods and canned goods in case our president decides to get us into a third world war, which is more close than a lot of people think. So,
I don't think he's capable of getting us into a war. I think Harris and everybody, Pelosi and all the players that are steering him. I think Obama's they're pretty much involved in the background. Um, you know, I do not feel um, I can attack him anymore as a president because I do not feel he is in the correct state of mind.
that's what makes him dangerous.
He's so dangerous, but he's not. Here's the thing: there are other players that are steering him and programming him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, aside
Well,
from the couple of
Susan Rice left. She
that's not
quit.
wow.
And she was one of the ones that everyone had pretty much decided was one of the ones talking in his ear.
Yeah.
Her and Obama. So, um, yeah, he has, you're right, he has no mind and, and should not be in office, period. And I'm really ashamed of his family for
It's
choosing to do that to him.
at this point, he's a being and I don't like his politics. I didn't like him when he was in his right mind. But at this point, you're talking about somebody who is incapable of of never mind making world decisions and decisions for an entire country and
Oh,
people,
excuse me.
but making everyday decisions for himself. He is a danger to himself and and his physicians and the people who are surrounding him, his everyday people, his wife, well, I don't think his grandchildren have anything to do with it, but his children certainly must have a say. And they're not doing right by him.
No,
In my opinion.
they're terrible. It's the longer he's in there, the more power they all have. That's what they're banking on is the power and the money. He gets money from China. His son
Yeah.
gets money from China, and was getting money from Ukraine. Who knows how that's going? But that family's involvement with a clear enemy is treasonous. And I don't care how sick he is. He shouldn't be in there. He just flat ass shouldn't be in there. And neither should Kamala. Kamala should be arrested for being for treason, for bailing out rioters who injured and permanently police officers, who attacked police officers, who burned down over 800 buildings in Minneapolis, who burned down buildings in Portland, Oregon, in Washington, in Seattle, Washington. I mean, the list goes on and on. And for that to be allowed to happen, I mean, our governor alone let the city burn for 11 days before he did anything. And by then, the damage had been done.
And here's the thing. A lot of them don't want to do anything because they're not looking at the larger picture of what's going to happen for generations to come after this. They're looking at a very small, scaled, very short period of time for the voting. They're looking, we will get the votes if we just support these people who are taking down America. We will get if we just support them. They're burning down buildings, but if we just shut our mouths and we look the other way and it's not our families that are dying, then they will vote for us.
Yeah.
So we're going to just turn our back on the hard-working, middle-class, even the lower-income people. We'll just turn our backs on them and watch buildings, even some of the wealthy that are not trust fund babies, but are people who work their way up. They work from immigrants. Their parents worked for years to build companies and have something for their children and their grandchildren, and they're destroyed within moments of rage, of rage without conversation, rage without warning, rage that just takes out somebody's livelihood and ability to support their families.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. He was in Tennessee, or going to Tennessee, and Biden, but he was not going to go visit the families of the 9-year-old children and the 3 adults who were murdered.
Yeah.
By that gal. And he's not visiting them. It's all about the murderer. It's all about the murderer. Which is really unfortunate. I don't really care who you are. There are better ways to deal with anger, depression. Help is a phone call away. To decide, I mean, it was a decision. She made a decision to go and kill those people, and to kill as many as she could. And then she planned to go to other schools and kill kids at other schools. That was her plan. She had it all planned out. This was not some random thing. Oh, I'm pissed off today. I'm going to go shoot up the high school. I'm going to shoot up the grade school. I'm pissed off at little Mikey, so I'm going to go take my parents' gun and shoot them up. It wasn't a random thing at all. It was planned.
Here's the thing: guns don't kill people.
Right. Okay. Guns don't get up and lift themselves off the table or out of the holster or out of the safe and shoot somebody. It's the human that's holding the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really honestly don't see them having success in shutting down that Second Amendment. Our state government is attempting to do that. And the way that they're doing that, and the way that Biden is doing that, because Biden has been signing executive orders, and the House and the Senate have been passing bills. They're trying to pass one now that has all these rules on it for gun owners or possible gun owners. You have to pay a fee on that gun, a tax. You have to pay a tax on that gun every year. You have to um uh like um if you want to sell the gun, you have to give it to the FBI or to the government or something. I don't know. It's really messed up. It's really, really messed up. So, trying to take our protections away from us is a next step in trying to control us. It is a reality, and it won't be short lived if people don't start standing up and speaking out, because there's a group of people. Biden is a member. Um, Bill Gates is a member. Bill Gates is actually on the board of the what is it? It's the World Economic Forum, the WEF, World Economic Forum. There's even you can find there's a video. Klaus Schwab has a video uh, talk out there. Let me see. Um, oops. Uh, WHO. Let's see. World. No, it's the WEO. WEO. Oh, nope, not WRO. WEO. Easy for me to spell. Okay. World Economic Outlook. World Economic Outlook. No, 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 no. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what I want. I want World. Oops. I gotta learn how to spell again. World Economic Forum. There we go. Okay. So just a little thing about that. Okay, so here he is. Welcoming remarks and special address at the World Economic Forum in just this year, 3 months ago. And Klaus Schwab is the president of that group. Bono, who is lead singer for U2, is a member of that group. So, let me go and talk to you about the World Economic Forum. Okay. World Economic Forum. How many members? Who is behind? Okay. Okay, here it is. WEF agenda. On the agenda. Okay. Turn that down. All right. Articles, explore, la 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 la. Okay. Okay, so what is the genome? Nope, 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 nope. Um, okay. So the World Economic Forum, one of the things that they're doing is they are accelerating the phase out of fossil fuels around the world, not just in the US, around the world. What they want to do, this economic forum, this World Economic Forum, what their plan is to um, take control of the world. That this group of elites want to control the world. And what they're going to do is they are going to control what you eat, how much you eat, uh, when you can buy your clothes, how much of clothes you can buy. They're going to be able to um, they're switching to digital currency because they can control digital currency. So they're trying to get rid of the dollar. They're trying to get rid of
They're
that
trying
kind of
to the dollar because control means tracking. They're trying just to put in, not that anybody's dumb, but there's a lot of young people just getting into politics. Control's tracking. They want to track your every move. So, like
yep.
Cynthia's saying, they want to get rid of they want to get rid of meats, right? Like cows and animals, and I mean, they're looking to get rid of livestock. They're looking to
Yeah.
get rid of. They're trying to
Yeah.
control how you think, what
Mm-hmm.
they want to know what you're buying because they want to know, they want to track you, they want to know what you're about, so
Mm-hmm.
that this way they can control what advertising comes your way. But I mean, if you look at it, we're so dumb. We go out and we get the Ring doorbells, right? And I was
Mm-hmm.
one of those people who was going to be dumb and get one. And my son was like, "Yeah, they do that so that they can track you. They can track like who's." But and I'm like, "But what do I? Can't they track me? I'm not doing anything." But the point is, do you? Everybody can say that, but you're not doing anything. So what's the big difference of this Big Brother? You're absolutely right. But then think about it. Where does that
Mm-hmm.
control stop?
Right.
And what my thing is, what is the incentive to control everybody to that? You want to control people from shooting up schools, and you want to control the bad guys that are causing problems and trying to take innocent people out, or people who are trying to destroy years and years of somebody's business, you know, of
Mm-hmm.
of, of you know, arsonists, and those are the things that you want government to help us control, right? To so that we can have normal lives. But then you have to really think about it and grasp it. Why do they want to know what we're talking about? Have you ever noticed you have
Mm-hmm.
Siri in the house and you have Google in the house? I mean, I don't put my Google on, I turn mine off. But a lot of people keep them on because they want it's like this nation of laziness. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's technology. No, it's really laziness. Okay. When you have mothers handing their 2-year-olds a cell phone and going, look how fast he can type. That he's so smart. We're not really getting smarter. We're getting smarter at knowing how to type fast, but yet we can't do math in our heads, or we can't keep numbers in our head.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember I was little, I used to ride my bike for hours and I'd know 7, 8 numbers that I can call people if I had to stop at a payphone. Today, nobody knows that. They barely know their children's numbers. And so we're not getting smarter, we're getting dumber. And there's a reason they want us to be dumb, because when you're dumb you can be controlled. And
Yeah.
so when they're telling you you can't eat meat anymore, oh no, that's anything without a head, or what that doesn't have a mother, everything
Mm-hmm.
is controlled. Think about that
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
It's it's no different than a jingle. You know how you remember the commercials,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So that's how they get you.
Yep.
Again, think of the word like we were saying before. It all ties in. Race. What does race do? It divides human beings.
Mm-hmm. So
It divides
here's
the two parts.
Yep. Here's part of the start of what they call in the World Economic Forum the Davos Manifesto for a better kind of capitalism. And it says, quote, we should seize this moment to ensure that stakeholder capitalism remains the new dominant model.
Oh my God.
Um,
Okay.
let's see. It says, okay. Stakeholder capitalism is gaining momentum in part thanks to the Greta Thunberg effect. It offers the best opportunity to tackle today's environmental and social challenges. It says, what kind of capitalism do we want? That may be the defining question of our era. If we want to sustain our economic system for future generations, we must answer it correctly. Generally speaking, we have three models to choose from. The first is shareholder capitalism, embraced by most Western corporations, which holds that a corporation's primary goal should be to maximize its profits. The second model is state capitalism, which entrusts the government with setting the direction of the economy and has risen to prominence in many emerging markets, not least China. And it goes on to talk about shareholder capitalism. Okay, let's see. The Greta Thunberg effect. Oh, that's that young gal that went to the several years ago. She was probably 12 years old or something. Remember her, Greta Thunberg, and stood
I,
in.
why am I drawing a blank? I know the name.
She went to the uh it was an economic forum, but I don't think it was the World Economic Forum. I think it was the world leaders in Europe when they had their that one big meeting.
Right. It was like the beginning of this
Yeah,
whole.
and she gave a speech on climate change and how everyone in the world, all these leaders need to come together and start working on changing how we live so that we can, have a better environment for the future.
Yeah.
So,
Be
yeah.
right back. Gonna be back. Talking though. Keep talking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay.
I'm like,
So, okay. All right. So, the Greta effect, Greta Thunberg spoke at the World Leaders Convention when she was about 11 or 12 years old and talked about climate change and how humans around the world need to start caring about that. Before Biden took office, in America, the emissions had been lowering by quite a bit. The U.S. had environmental people had been lowering emissions, but what Biden's what his government has done is they've gone from step 1 to step 10 without going to any of the steps in the middle. And so what happens with that is you go off with no plan. If you do things without a plan, if you don't have a plan for it and you're just going off the cuff, I can, as an artist, I do that all the time. As a writer, I do that all the time. As in the work that I do that all the time. You know, but to be in government and to not have a plan, a backup plan, when you decide, oh, you know what? I really hate that guy that was president. So I'm going to do everything I can to get rid of everything that he did when he was in office. So my first day in office, I'm going to shut down the oil pipes, the oil rigs, all the oil. I'm going to shut it all down. And we're only going to live off of what is in reserves. Well, the reserves are almost gone. So now he's looking at running for president again. And guess what? He has started, he has opened up this huge oil site refinery in Alaska, drilling company and refinery in Alaska. And so it's like, oh, I better do something, and I better start showing them that I'm okay with some fossil fuels. I'm okay with having some of those. Well, he better be okay, because if he's not, we're not going to have plastic anything anymore. There's not going to be the petroleum that is necessary to create these things. If I were them, I would talk to Canada and ask them what happened to the alfalfa that they were growing that created fuel. That was probably, I watched that. I saw that on TV. Let's see. Boy, probably 15 years ago. So they created a way, they developed a way of, this inexpensive fuel, plant-based fuel that actually worked. So what happened to that? Did it get torn down because governments didn't want everybody to know that, hey, we don't want you doing that. That's going to make everything different. Can you imagine what would happen if there was a cure for cancer? Oh my gosh. We wouldn't need all those cancer hospitals, because, wow, what an amazing thing that the possibility that there could actually be a cure for cancer. Maybe somebody's already come up with it. But I can tell you, they won't let them out there with it, because it'll cure cancer. And then why do we need cancer doctors? The same goes with anything, really. Biden and his government took away their citizens' ability to get ivermectin. Ivermectin's not just a medication for animals. There are human doses, right? There are doses for humans, and it is something that's been given to patients to help with, to actually get rid of COVID. There's also hydrochloroquine, and you can take zinc and vitamin C and vitamin D3 and protect yourself from COVID and the
Cynthia,
flu.
what, I have to do a part 3 because it's showing up that sign again.
Okay, so I can't do a part 3 tonight. I'm not going to do a part 3 tonight. my old bones are bad.
You know what? And I've got work in the morning too. So
okay,
but yeah, I heard everything.
Yeah. So I think, just looking things up, do your research. I think Marie and I are in agreement. We really don't care who you are. What we care about is that if we don't start standing up as Americans in this country of ours, we're going
Yeah.
to lose our country.
It's becoming less about what we're arguing about and
Mm-hmm.
more about the fact that we are just becoming a society that is extremely blinded.
By choice.
Yeah, yeah.
By choice. I believe it's by choice.
It's
You know?
blinded choice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like we're going backwards. We have come so far in
Mm-hmm.
terms of our freedoms and respect for religions. And what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing is this generation has wiped everything that's been that's come to fruition that
Mm-hmm.
has actually worked for us.
Yeah.
We're being called a third world country.
Yeah.
Other countries don't respect us. They
Yeah.
don't respect us. You have other countries joining up against us. And
Mm-hmm.
that's for another show. Do your own research, find out,
Yes.
what countries are banding together. But I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you right now, they're very dangerous countries. Get
Yeah.
them band together, man, and they're going to become a powerhouse. And we're going to be, America might not survive
Yeah.
there's an old saying, and I've said this too. I said this to my exes many times. Be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when
Yep.
you when you think you're going to become so powerful that you're going to take somebody down, and who are you to take anybody down?
Yeah.
Who are you to want to destroy somebody and make them powerless?
Yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
who does that? You have to
Right.
be not only a narcissist, you have to be evil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to be evil and I always say this, there are many wolves in sheep's clothing. And I think there are more wolves in sheep's clothing than there are decent people. And
Mm-hmm.
that's unfortunate. I always want to go with there are more good than bad. And I've said that before over and over. But in the last month and the last week, especially, I almost take back my words. There are so many evil, corrupt individuals.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now they've got a Satan church. Did you know that? They've got a Satan church. Where is it located at? I'll have to find out where. No, no, no. I'm sorry, not a Satan church. They've got those ever. A Satan hospital. They've got a satanic hospital. Yeah.
We've gone,
And
we've done.
and you can go get your baby aborted there, and it's considered a sacrifice. No shit. No shit. Google it, look it up. Yeah. And they've got Satan Club, after school Satan Club in Virginia, I think it is, in Loudoun County, Virginia. They've got an after school Satan Club.
You
Bring
know,
your kids to school and let them go to the Satan Club after school. Oh,
here's the thing. You know, we're very pro having an opinion and doing, but we have to be real careful about
mm-hmm,
what we are allowing to
mm-hmm.
develop in this country.
Absolutely. There's a Glenn Beck show
It's scary.
that is amazing, and it speaks to the Bible and what's coming. What it speaks to what's already here, how it got here, how it manifested itself, and if we don't stop it, where it's going. Okay. So I'm gonna post that one. Oh, let's see. No, I want no, I want subscriptions. There we go. And back. There you are. And a shout out to Glenn Beck, Russell Brand, and Dan Bongino, Tucker Carlson. Who else can I give a shout out to? Oh yeah, LFR or LFM. Let me look up here at my subscriptions here. I'll tell you who he is. I want to make sure I get him right.
The Black conservative.
Yep, Black conservative patriot. And where is he? He does Bang Bang Tea. He sells Bang Bang Tea on his site. Oh, doggone it. I'll get it. But I'll put the link in the comments section of this for this video, for this show. So and I'll put the Glenn Beck show up that has that also, that show that I'm talking about for oh yeah, here it is. It's a Glenn Beck show with Jonathan Cahn, Cahn, Jonathan Cahn. The title of the show is Warning: What Happens When America Gives Up on God?
Bad things happen.
Yeah.
Bad things happen.
Yep.
That's what America's been giving up on God though for years.
Oh yeah.
It's not new. This is not new.
But there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it.
Well, of course.
Look
God,
at listen to that show.
God gives you a conscience. The Bible gives you a set of rules. What people see, it's easy for atheists. They love being atheists. And why? Because if there's no hell and there's no consequence after this life, well, then anything goes. You can screw anybody you want.
Right. That's paganism.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So there's obviously people who don't believe in God, don't want to believe in him, because they want to do whatever the fuck they want in this. Sorry, it's not for kids, by the way. In this, we were doing so good. I didn't curse the whole time. You
nasty woman, you nasty. It's okay. I say it all the time anyway. It's all good.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. We're good.
But yeah.
Like, subscribe,
hit the notification bell.
And hit that notification bell. Ding, 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 ding.
It's so important for you to like, share, and subscribe, because it will get the algorithms out there and say, hey, this is something that we do want to hear.